Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my Zelda podcast, the Kokiri Chronicles. I'm your host, Born Kokiri, or just Kokiri for short, whichever is fine, whichever is your preference. And welcome in. This is where we sit down and talk about all things Legend of Zelda on every third day of the month. Last time, we got to sit down here to discuss about how underrated the Oracle Zelda games are, both Oracle Seasons and Ages. And we pretty much said, I technically said that, yeah, I want to say that they are severely underrated because, not many people definitely do tend to talk about them nowadays, which is really sad because I think they're terrific games. I think they're wonderful, and I think everyone deserves to at least give them a chance to at least try it. I mean, hey, all you Switch owners out there, you get to try it for yourself. But anyway, so for today's topic, we are going to be discussing about the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda and what can we probably predict from Nintendo this year. But if you guys are new to the channel, and if you guys have not seen any of my podcast episodes for Zelda before, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good jazz that really helps me out. And also, be sure to like this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you also love Zelda. If you definitely want to see more like this in the future as I post Zelda podcast episodes on every third day of the month. But I definitely would like to get to know you. So don't forget to share this with a friend if you also like Zelda. I love meeting new Zelda fans. So anyway, let's get right into it. So, as you guys know, this year for the year 2026, we are finally diving in to the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Wow. I cannot believe it. It's already been 40 years. 40 years since we actually got to talk about this amazing franchise. We've been on it for so long. I just can't believe it. Feels so unreal. Like, wow, 40 years as we've been, all about just talking about Zelda, just playing Zelda games since the very beginning. Well, of course, honestly, it all started with the man. Just like with the whole Disney and Mickey Mouse, like, oh, it all started with the mouse. Personally, it started with a man, and that man was, of course, is Shigeru Miyamoto. And this guy, he's been responsible for many other popular Nintendo franchises like Mario and Donkey Kong and Star Fox and much, much more. But Zelda is another one of Mr. Miyamoto's favorites. Talking about pretty much going back in time to where. And I think I got the story right, if I'm not mistaken, but feel free to correct me in the comments. Apparently, back in the day, Miyamoto told a story about how he used to explore the mountains of Kyoto as a kid, and he would go to different areas, explore caves and such, and that's where the inspiration of Zelda actually came from, which I think is pretty cool. Now, originally, I did not grow up playing the original Legend of Zelda for the NES. Way back in the day. I never owned an NES growing up. I never owned a Super Nintendo. I did not get involved with the first original Legend of Zelda since around, sometime after high school. I played it, on a virtual console, on my 3DS. That was the first time, I got a chance to hold of it. I mean, I knew about the original Zelda, thanks to the Zelda Collector's Edition player's guide that I had, which of course Zelda 1 was on that game, but I never owned the Collector's Edition as a kid. Only the player's guide, which I think is pretty cool, and I would love to gaze at the pictures and see the map of Hyrule and be like, oh, I get to go here and here, find secrets and all that stuff, and get to know the dungeons, how to beat the bosses, including Ganon himself, and earning the pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom and save Princess Zelda and be the hero of Hyrule. But yeah, back in my day, in my college years, I got to play it, and I think it's really interesting for a game that came out in '86. I think it's really fascinating. At the time, Zelda 1 was revolutionary at the time. It was a Hyrule majesty, and everybody, likes this game. Honestly, we have this game to thank for other future games to come. We had lots of other 2D Zelda games, like Zelda 2. Of course, we don't talk about that one. We got brilliant games like like A Link to the Past and like Echoes of Wisdom, the Minish Cap, and then we had the 3D territory with, my favorite game of all time being Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and so forth. Heck, even the new kids on the block, like Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom. Like, honestly, Nintendo has been going at it for so long, and I think it's actually is really, really cool to have such an amazing and beloved franchise that is loved by so many all across the globe. A lot of people really love this franchise. I mean, obviously, it's my favorite video game franchise of all time. I love Zelda. Zelda just means so much to me, and I hope it means a lot to you guys as well, which I think is actually really cool. But I really do love Zelda. Zelda is just a really, it's just a really special franchise, and I love it though. I mean, there's there are some games that people do like, and then some that are just, well, it's kind of a hit and miss situation. But Zelda, it's a great series. At least for me, I like it. So anyway. What can we talk about for predictions? Like, what are some possible predictions that we may have for the year 2026? Well, honestly, Nintendo, when it comes to anniversaries, Nintendo definitely does their best to go all out to, like, celebrate their franchise. Like, for example, last year in 2025, Nintendo, kind of went all out with Mario for Mario's 40th anniversary. Of course, we got Mario Galaxy 1+2. We got Rosalina Storybook, new amiibo. We got new content coming to new Super Mario Bros. Wonder, where you get to play as Rosalina. We have the Mario Galaxy movie that is coming out within 2 months from now. By the time I am recording this, of course, if you're watching this now, it's probably not even out yet in theaters, or it is probably in theaters already or on DVD. But if you guys have seen it, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the Mario Galaxy movie. Of course, I'm pretty excited. And, going back to what I was saying, Nintendo has gone back and forth with their anniversaries. Like, obviously, I just already mentioned Mario. They done stuff for Pokemon, like with the Pokemon Presents, releasing like new training cards, new mobile games, new games, like a new generation of Pokemon. Nintendo has definitely been, out there, like, showing some love and recognition to their franchises, and especially for franchises like The Legend of Zelda. Like, one of my favorite anniversaries was for the 25th anniversary for Zelda back in 2011, which of course was past a decade ago, and I really thought it was cool, like, how we got to celebrate 25 years of Zelda with Skyward Sword, and then we had the orchestra with the Symphony of the Goddesses, which, of course, I really missed those. Like, I really loved, I know this is a discussion about Nintendo, but mostly with Zelda, but, for example, I love what Sega did with the Sonic Symphony, like, to celebrate all things Sonic the Hedgehog with their symphony, and I think it's cool, and I know Nintendo did that too with Zelda, with the Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. Personally, for me, I got to see the shows myself, and they were so cool. I was always sitting at the edge of my seat just watching the show and like enjoying listening to music from my favorite Zelda games, especially from Ocarina of Time, which of course was really great. But I really loved it, and I really wish Nintendo would just bring it back. I want to see more shows, more symphonies for like their franchises, like for Mario and for other franchises and for other Nintendo franchises, but also bring back Zelda. I want to see like the Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses to like go back on a world tour, to go to like across the globe, to like showcase all things that we love for the Legend of Zelda, because I wanted to. I really want to like buy a ticket and just go. Like, it would be so fun. I'd be really excited. I'd be on the edge of my seat, just like getting ready to see another Zelda show. I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be fantastic. I would love it. Would you guys like it? But anyway, let's see what else. So for the 40th anniversary for Zelda, my predictions are we could probably get new content, or maybe like a trailer for the movie. Now, we do need to keep in mind that next year in 2027, the movie for the Legend of Zelda will be coming out real soon. Now, of course, obviously, we don't know much about it. We do know who the two actors are who are playing both Link and Zelda, but we don't know anything about it. Like, we don't know, of course, what this movie is going to be about. Is it going to be a movie about Ocarina of Time? Is it going to be about Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword, or maybe Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or something though? And like, honestly, I think it would be cool. Like, it would be like a brand new take of Zelda. Like, maybe it could not be. Maybe it's gonna be about a game that we've never heard of or we never played, or it could be a hint of like the next future Zelda game that maybe, of course, Mr. Aonuma-san and Fujibayashi are that we are cooking up for the future for all things. I mean, I'm sure they got something planned, because one thing that I really like over the years for Zelda, there's one thing that I do want to talk about. I'm sure you guys remember this. So in 2017 at the Game Awards, when Nintendo won Game of the Year for Breath of the Wild, there's something that I loved from the speech that both Mr. Aonuma and Mr. Fujibayashi talked about. You know, they were so grateful that they won this award. You know, they worked so hard with the team to put together this amazing, brilliant game like Breath of the Wild. And, you know, Aonuma, he was really passionate about his work. And I think he's always been passionate since, like, ever since he started working at Nintendo and working for Miyamoto, and, like, you know, bringing us all that Zelda magic, that Zelda goodness that we actually do love. And, like, you know, one thing that I did like, you know, at the end of his speech was Aonuma saying that he wanted to put the award into good use, put it back into making Zelda games, and just, like, bringing a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. And I thought that was really sweet and cool. And honestly, Aonuma's delivered pretty well, especially Mr. You know, Fujibayashi. You know, they've been delivering so well, like with games like Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom, and definitely having the Switch 2 edition for both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So honestly, I'm kind of curious. I'm sure that that both Aonuma and Mr. Fujibayashi are going to be involved in this movie. You know, again, it probably might be a brand new take though. Like a brand new take, like on a game that we've never played, or it could probably be like an original story, maybe something similar and akin to the first Legend of Zelda on NES. You know, like how, like in the original story goes, Zelda gets kidnapped by Ganon. Zelda's attendant Impa goes on a search to find a hero who would save Zelda and just be the hero of Hyrule. And then suddenly you have this boy in green who just comes out of nowhere. Obviously, that character is Link, and he shows up. He finds Impa, and Impa pretty much tells Link, like, hey, you know, there's this princess named Zelda. She's been captured by Ganon. It's up to you to go find her. You know, find the 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom and to defeat Ganon. So maybe it could be something similar to that, but I really want to see more. Now, one thing for sure is the real question: are we going to hear Link speak? Now, personally, I really do not want to hear Link talk in this movie, because it would not be true to his character. You know, since Link is known to be a mute and silent protagonist. Now, you're probably thinking, but wait a minute, Kokiri. Link has spoken before in the games. He definitely has shown signs of him talking. Not to mention in the Zelda manga, he definitely speaks full-on sentences with people. So what about that? I mean, yeah, maybe there could be like a little bit of signs of him talking. Maybe just a pinch, maybe just a little bit. But one thing to keep in mind as well is, like, back in Breath of the Wild, you know, the reason why Link doesn't talk at all is, like, you know, he bears burden of just staying silent with having so many eyes on him, which is why he feels like, you know, he just needs to stay quiet a lot, though, which is honestly understandable, and it would just be true to his character. Now, honestly, we're not really sure about what's going to happen in this movie. We don't know. I mean, we do have our two Triforce wielders. We got Link, we got Zelda. Now, obviously, we know everybody's going to be wanting and expecting Ganondorf, which personally, if you're going to make a movie about Zelda, I feel that Ganondorf is going to be there. Now, I mean, yeah, we've had some Zelda games to where Ganon or Ganondorf is not present. Like we've had like Vati and the Minish Cap, for example. Of course, we've had like Defil, aka Nightmare from Link's Awakening. Even though Ganon made a small cameo as part of like Link's Nightmare, but he wasn't really in the game technically. It was just like a figment of like Link's nightmare. So pretty much shows that Link definitely is afraid of Ganon, which is really interesting. So for this movie, I think it would be nice to see Ganondorf. I know a lot of people really want Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, to play him, which I think would be really cool and funny at the same time. But honestly, that's a really good question, though. I really am curious as to like who we can probably expect, as to like who would play Ganondorf, what this movie would be about. Like honestly, I'm open for anything. Like I'm open for like maybe like an original story, or maybe based on one of the Zelda games, or the 2D or 3D. But honestly, I'm cool with anything, really. I'm honestly cool with anything. So, I mean, I personally feel that we're probably going to get a Nintendo Direct for the Zelda movie. I mean, honestly, Nintendo's been known for giving out, very special directs for mostly like their products, like for games and for movies. Like we've had Nintendo Directs, for Pokemon. They did one for like Donkey Kong Bonanza and like Mario Kart World, Mario Wonder. They've done Nintendo Directs for the first Super Mario Brothers movie, including for Galaxy, the one they did where they showcase Yoshi. So if anything, like they probably might discuss about it in a future Nintendo Direct. Well, they'll probably think about like I can probably picture like Miyamoto coming out, so like being like, hey, remember, you guys remember the Zelda movie? Well, just want you to know, like production and filming is complete. We've been working so hard on this film. We hope that you are excited. We are ready for it. We just want to let you know that, hey, in honor of the 40th anniversary, we got a direct coming out. So be sure to tune into that this time, and we'll give you more information on who the rest of the cast will be in the movie. Like who else will be, who will be playing, Ganondorf and a bunch of other characters, and we'll give you a initial release date for when this movie will drop. Even though we technically do got a release date coming out, I think it's like May. It's like May 2027 something. But I know we are more than likely expecting a movie trailer this year. Like honestly, if you want to kick off the 40th anniversary of Zelda, especially if you want to talk about this movie, you really want to show like you really want to show off like more details about it, like who's going to be in this movie, like other than just the actors who just are playing just Link and Zelda. Like you're going to get Ganondorf. Heck, honestly, I know some of my friends or like on Discord would be like, "Oh, you definitely want Tingle, right?" I mean, honestly, that'd be really funny if Tingle actually got in it. That'd be pretty funny, now. But honestly, for Nintendo's 40th anniversary, I can definitely see a movie trailer. We can definitely expect a movie trailer for the movie, and I'm really curious about it and the direction that it's going. So I really do hope it's going to be good. I feel like it's going to be good, considering that it's live action and not animated like the Mario movies. I think it's really interesting. But I do remember talk that Nintendo was saying that they want to go forward in making more animated movies for their franchises, like with Zelda and Mario. So, and honestly, I think that'd be great. Like if they want, like if this, like knowing with the success of these, like the direction that these movies are going, I can personally feel like they could make an animated Zelda movie, or maybe something like with Star Fox, or or something else. You know, that'd be really cool. But yeah, I really am thinking like a Zelda trailer will get this year for sure. Like we'll definitely will get something for sure. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about is merchandise. I definitely do want to discuss merchandise. There could be some possibilities that we might be getting some 40th anniversary merchandise, and one of those is, of course, Amiibo. I really do feel that we are going to get Amiibo. I believe we are expecting to be getting a Minoru Amiibo, and that is the Construct Minoru, to be more exact. I believe we are getting that as an Amiibo, and I feel like that's going to definitely come out real soon. I think it said it was supposed to come out like in 2026 of 2026, which obviously is this year, but we haven't gotten more information about it. So I do feel like we are going to get some Amiibo, mostly in the Minoru one. You know, I was thinking about this today before I actually started recording this. One thing I would like to see, and I think it would be really cool, is I would like to see an Amiibo for Echoes of Wisdom. I think it would be great. I mean, honestly, you know, I really like what they did with the Amiibo for Link's Awakening. Like, you have, like, the chibi design, you have Link carrying his hoodoo sword in jail, and he looks adorable. I like it. But I feel like we could probably get an Echoes of Wisdom, probably just to give people more of an opportunity to at least come back to the game. Like, they can say with this Amiibo, we'll give you like a brand new dungeon to explore, you know. But this time you can probably do it with Link, which I think would be really interesting. Or just go solo just with Zelda and try. And the way how I can picture the design of the Amiibo, I can definitely see, obviously it will definitely showcase Zelda carrying the Tri-Rod, like the way how she holds it, like in the official artwork. And of course, you can't forget Tri. You gotta have Tri in it. But I can feel like there could definitely be potential for a Echoes of Wisdom Amiibo. I definitely do like to see that. You know, okay, I just thought of something just now, and I would like to see, and I mean, I don't know if they'll probably will do it, but we probably might get Amiibo to showcase Age of Imprisonment. Maybe we'll get something for one of the new characters, like Calmo or the Night Construct. Dude, I think that would be so cool, especially like how, of course, I'm not going to spoil it, for those who have not played Age of Imprisonment, but considering how much of an impact that they actually have in the game, I think it would be really great, since they definitely look like to be very popular characters. So honestly, I could definitely see both the Night Construct and Calmo definitely giving Amiibo, and definitely having some Amiibo functionality for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You know, like, I think that'd be really awesome. Like, for example, like, I can see like Calmo and the Night Construct could be like, for Amiibo, like when you open a box in Tears of the Kingdom, you can definitely get some new construct stuff, like Zonai weapons, like an arm cannon or something. I think that'd be really cool. Like, that'd be really awesome, you know? Because I know like Zonite grinding definitely does take some time, but with the power of Amiibo, it's like, hey, you know, you can definitely do this. You'll definitely will be awarded this, like an arm cannon or something. Like, it's kind of something similar to what you can actually do in Age of Imprisonment. And I honestly think that would be really cool, you know. Or for example, you can definitely get, or you know what, I think what would be really cool, like, can you imagine if Link actually got to wear the Night Construct's outfit, like the white shirt and the hoodie. Dude, I think that would look so cool on Link. I think that would be very fantastic. I think that'd be great. I definitely would love to see Link wear that outfit, like in Tears of the Kingdom, and you can actually wear that. Like, dude, that'd be so sick. I would so love it. Yo, let me know in the comments if you definitely do want that. If you definitely want to see Link himself wear the Knight Construct outfit. I think that would be awesome. I would totally be like all for it. I'd be all over that. Let's see. I did talk about amiibo for merchandise. I would like to see t-shirts, like maybe 2 shirts or like a hoodie or a jacket. I think it would be really cool. I like to see a lot of merchandise like for Zelda, because like to be for real, Nintendo has definitely gone all out with their merchandise, like at the Nintendo World Stores, like in New York and San Francisco, which by the way, big shout out to them, by the way, because I've actually have shopped in the Nintendo store in New York twice, and it's Nintendo Paradise. and I definitely seen the way like how they showcase their merch for like other Nintendo franchises, like with Pokemon and Mario and Splatoon and Animal Crossing. Like, they do such a great job, especially for Zelda. So I can imagine like maybe they can definitely give out some more Zelda t-shirts. Maybe, I mean, I feel like we definitely are going to be getting the logo for the 40th anniversary. So definitely we'll get the logo. I know we got the logo for Mario's 40th anniversary last year in 2025. So definitely we'll get that for Zelda. But one thing that I think would be really interesting to me, what I think would really interest me in terms of merchandise, and I know they would sell out fast, but hear me out. What if they actually did pins for Zelda? Kind of like what Nintendo did back in 2020 with the Mario 35th anniversary pins. And you had like different pins with different games. Like you had pins from the first Super Mario Brothers, Mario 2, Super Mario World, 64, Sunshine Galaxy, and so forth. Honestly, I think that would be really cool to have. I mean, personally, I did not get a chance to get those pins because it's kind of sold out quick. But I actually was able to get a hold of the anniversary, a few of the anniversary t-shirts for the 30th anniversary of Mario for like 64, Sunshine Galaxy, and Odyssey. But for pins, I think having pins would definitely be really awesome. I would like to see some 40th anniversary pins for the Legend of Zelda. You can have one for like Zelda 1, maybe like one for Link to the Past, maybe something for like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Echoes of Wisdom, and so forth. Like, honestly, like, it would be cool to have Zelda pins. Like, that would be really cool, like anniversary style pins, and they can and each of the pins can be like based on a different incarnation of Link. Like for example, like one pin could be like an 8-bit Link from Zelda 1. You can have the Hero of Legend from A Link to the Past. You can have the Hero of Time from Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask. One can be of Toon Link from Wind Waker, the Hero Twilight from Twilight Princess. Honestly, that'd be so cool. That'd be really cool. I would like to have some anniversary pins. I think it would be really awesome to have some anniversary pins. But one thing for sure is that they are going to be sold out quickly. And I think that's just going to go insane. But hey, that's definitely one way that Nintendo would be making money, which I think would be really neat. One piece of merchandise that really caught my eye, and I definitely would like to get it, is the Lego Ocarina of Time. Now, of course, this is the first time we've had I'm talking a lot. We've had merchandise for Lego for Zelda. I mean, obviously we had like the Great Deku Tree, which of course, have you guys seen the price like in a store, like in a Lego store or something? Like the Deku Tree goes off like almost close to like $300. I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking crazy. But it looks awesome though. It looks really cool. But the Lego set I'm talking about is the final battle from my favorite game of all time, Ocarina of Time. It definitely has like the giant. It's a cool. Like I said, if you guys have not seen it, I'll definitely will post a picture of what it looks like in this video. But it looks awesome. You know, it definitely it has like the final battle, just like from what we remember back in '98 in Ocarina of Time. You have like giant beast cannon. You see like the Hero of Time carrying his Highland shield and Master Sword. You have Zelda who's ready to go and probably being able to use her light magic just like at the end of the game. It's gonna give Link an opportunity to like deliver the final blow, which honestly would be so sick. I would definitely love it. I really would like to have that Lego set, and maybe I can probably do a video on me like putting it together. Let me know also let me know in the comments if you think I should get that Lego set and actually put it together. Let me know. Definitely let me know. I would definitely like to know your thoughts on that. But honestly, having that Lego set would be so phenomenal. I would love that. Let's see, for merchandise, maybe like hats too. Maybe like hats. I think that would be really cool. But I really do feel like that Nintendo is definitely going to go all out with the merchandise this year. I feel like they can definitely do it. Okay, now this definitely is the big one for a lot of people. Of course, if you want to celebrate a franchise anniversary, there's one thing we also got to talk about. Games. That's going to be the one thing on people's mind. Games. What are we going to be expecting for games from Nintendo to celebrate 40 years of the Legend of Zelda? Now, hear me out, and I think this would be cool. To celebrate 40 years of Zelda, I think it would be really cool to actually make Link a guest character in Mario Kart World, kind of like how Nintendo did in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where you got to play as Link from Skyward Sword, and he has an alternate costume, where it's Link from Breath of the Wild. I think it would be really great to definitely make Link like a guest character. Because, because like back in Mario, because what made Mario Kart 8 awesome and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was not only do you got to play as your favorite Mario character, but the guest characters were so cool. I loved the guest characters. Like I love being able to play as Link and Villager and Isabelle from Animal Crossing. You had Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl from Splatoon. There was so many. There was like a great that was like quite a few number of guest characters. Like I think that was really awesome, and definitely one of the reasons why people really do love Mario Kart 8 to this day. Because you got to play as a guest character. But I think that would be really cool to celebrate Link's Zelda's 40th anniversary, being able to put Link in a car again. I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be awesome. And like definitely give him like his own vehicle and stuff like that. Maybe like a Zonai car, just like in Tears of the Kingdom. I think it'd be really cool. Now, I've seen quite a few number of people talk about this, and some people say that they definitely do want a Ocarina of Time remake or remaster. Now, personally, to me, and I'm sure I feel like maybe a few of you probably might ask this question. But do I want a remake of Ocarina of Time? And here's my answer. Honestly, yes and no. And here's why. Here's my reasoning. First off, I think Ocarina of Time is fine the way it is for a game that came out on the N64 back in 1998, and it's just a beautiful work of art. It's honestly, like, to me, it's a game of art that just touches the soul. I think it looks great for what it is. It's beautiful. It definitely is the reason why a lot of people really like Ocarina of Time so much, why it's definitely considered to be one of the greatest video games of all time ever made and created by Nintendo. There's a reason why people really do love and vibe with this game. I've seen a lot of people say, and even YouTubers like Zelda content creators, definitely state the reasoning as to why Ocarina of Time is their favorite. I mean, obviously, it definitely is my favorite. And I said it so many times, and I'm sorry for being annoying, but you know what? I fucking love that game, damn it. Which, of course, if you guys have not seen my episode on why I love Ocarina of Time, you should definitely go check that out. It was really fun. I got to be all passionate about it. Now, honestly, I think it's fine the way it is. I mean, I like how we got the 3DS remake that was made by Grezzo back in 2011 for the 3DS, because now the graphics for that game, they look so polished. They look absolutely polished. Like the way how the game looked. Being able to play Ocarina of Time on the go, I think that was incredible. Honestly, it was something that we didn't really expect. Like, no one really expected this to happen. No one asked for it. It just came out of nowhere. And then we got it, and it's just like, wow, this is just incredible. And even the models look great. Like, they look like the art, they look like they just came straight out of the official artwork. Like, Link and Zelda look great, and Ganondorf and the rest of the cast. It looks so good. It looks so good. Like, honestly, Ocarina of Time 3D definitely felt great. It looks great. It definitely plays exactly how it was back on the 64 in '98. I mean, I definitely do love some of the added stuff, like the boss gauntlet, where you can actually re-fight the bosses, which I think is really cool. Nintendo did not have to do that, but I think that was amazing. But I think it was great. I mean, I would love to have, Ocarina of Time 3D on the Switch too. I think that'd be really great, for an anniversary title, But one thing I would definitely do like, for sure, is, I'm trying to think. Yeah, definitely put like the 3D version. The 3D version of Ocarina of Time 3D on the Switch, and you can probably call it Ocarina of Time HD. But one thing I would love, if you're going to do that, is to orchestrate the entire soundtrack. Kind of similar to what Nintendo did with Wind Waker HD, to where the entire soundtrack was fully orchestrated. I never will understand why they didn't do that for Twilight Princess HD. I mean, I feel bad for Twilight Princess, but I feel like that they could definitely put the 3D version of Ocarina of Time on a Switch 2, but with an orchestrated soundtrack. Make it fully orchestrated, just like what they did with Wind Waker HD. I think that'd be great. Speaking of Wind Waker HD, I think that would be awesome to include. I mean, yes, I know we already have Wind Waker on GameCube NSO, but think about the double amount of times we already have Super Mario 64 on the Switch and Switch 2. I mean, we have Super Mario 64 on the 3D All-Stars and for N64 Online. So, honestly, Wind Waker HD would be a great game to add on the Switch. I would like to see maybe Majora's Mask 3D, but here's the thing. Back in the day, Majora's Mask 3D was kind of a hit and miss for a lot of people. Like for me personally, I remember back in the day, I was hyped for this game. I was hyped, and I was like, wow, like Majora's Mask is getting remade from the ground up. And what's cool is that this game, the game actually came out the day after my birthday, which honestly, that was one of the best gifts I ever got, because I also got a 3DS XL along with a copy of the game, which I think was awesome. But I really would like that. Now, one thing that I really want is that if they were to bring back Majora's Mask 3D, is I want Nintendo to fix some of the problems that the game had on 3DS. Like, for example, not everybody was all about the bosses. Like, I will never understand why the fuck did they actually change the bosses. They really changed the bosses, the way how you fight it. Because like in the original N64, you can just let me just set real quick my microphone. There we go. Fix it. Got it. Yeah, like, it was really weird, because, like, in the N64, you know, I can come up with strategies on my own to, like, actually hit and attack the bosses, like, any way I want. Like, for example, like, with Adowa, why do you have to drop a Deku Nut on its head? Why? I never really understood that. Because, like, Adowa just stands there, and he's like, hit on, boom, he's just dancing around, and you're just like, why isn't he attacking me? Just like how he did in the N64 version. But I would really like for them to fix the bosses and make them exactly how they were. I will never understand why they decided to, like, hey, let's go in and use the Majora's Mask Eye as like a weak point for all 4 of the bosses. I will never understand why that had to be so important. I think the way how we fought bosses back in the N64 version of Majora's Mask was fine the way it was. I don't know why. I never understood the necessary need for the change. I think it's fine the way it is. I don't think we needed it. We didn't need that change. But if they were to put it on the Switch, definitely make the bosses the way they were. Fix some of the gameplay, like for example, like fix Zora Link as to why is he moving slow? Why do we need to use magic in order to swim fast when we could already swim fast on the N64 version? But I mean, I really liked some of a couple of the newer stuff they added in Majora's Mask 3D. Like for example, when you play the song of Double Passing, instead of going from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and so forth, like in the original, like in the N64 version, you can stop at any time you want. Like, hey, you want to go to 7 o'clock? No problem. You want to go to 9 o'clock? No problem. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, so forth? No problem. I thought that was easy. That was awesome. Just to save some time, I thought that was incredible. So I hope so. If Nintendo were to port Majora's Mask 3D, definitely fix some of the gameplay mechanics. Definitely fix the bosses and let us fight them the way how we normally did back in N64, but also orchestrate the entire soundtrack. That would be great. Also, I know I talked about this game before, but Twilight Princess. We need Twilight Princess. We gotta have every single Zelda game on the Switch too. Definitely play every single 3D Zelda game on the go. Because so far, we already have pretty much every single 3D Zelda game on the Switch. We have Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Now, we just need Twilight Princess to complete the whole set. But as far as like 2D Zelda, I want to say we have like at least almost all of them. Let's see. We have Zelda 1, we have Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, we have A Link to the Past, we have Link's Awakening and the remake. We also have both Oracle games. We also have the Minish Cap. We have the original Four Swords. And we even have Echoes of Wisdom. So the games that we are missing for 2D is that we don't have Four Swords Adventures, which I think that would be great for online multiplayer and for couch co-op. I think that would be great. Obviously, we're also missing Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, and definitely A Link Between Worlds, and of course Triforce Heroes. But honestly, it would be great to add some new games. But Twilight Princess, you know, everybody really wants Twilight Princess. Like a lot of people were expecting Twilight Princess and Wind Waker to come to the Switch for the longest time, and then of course until we finally got it, and of course it's like, okay, yeah, we'll take it. It's Wind Waker, the GameCube version, but it's not the HD version that we wanted. And everybody's like, you know what? We'll take it. I mean, me personally, I'm not mad that Wind Waker HD is not on the Switch. I'm fine with it. I think Wind Waker to this day still looks great on the GameCube. But would I like the HD version to come to Switch? Oh, absolutely. I would totally be game for that. But for Twilight Princess, I definitely would like to have Twilight Princess definitely come to the Switch, so that way we can just complete the entire 3D Zelda game collection. So, and to like, in a Nintendo Direct, they can feel like, cheers to the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Come with us as we celebrate all things 3D for Zelda. 3D for Zelda for the 40th anniversary. Here you can play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, Tears of the Kingdom, all in one package and now on the go. And now you can finally play it. Which, honestly, I do feel like they will probably do that. Like, maybe we'll finally get Twilight Princess. But, honestly, those are definitely the kind of games that I want. Now, to kind of close off this episode, what I mostly would like to have is, what I would definitely would like an announcement for a new game. Yes, I definitely would like an announcement for a new game. Now, my question is, would I want it to be 2D or 3D? I mean, then again, me personally, I'm cool with anything. I'm definitely cool with anything. I know recently, almost 2 years from now, we did get Echoes of Wisdom on the Switch back in 2024, which I think that was really cool, and everybody went nuts over it, and I personally liked Echoes of Wisdom. I mean, obviously not my favorite 2D Zelda game, but I really do like it. Maybe an announcement from, like, Aonuma, to where, like, hey, we're working on a brand new 3D Zelda game. Now, personally, I'm not sure as to what direction Nintendo would go for. I mean, honestly, I don't know. This is probably going to be the end of the Wild era, because we kind of been at it for like a while, for like almost a decade of the whole Wild era. Like, we got Breath of the Wild, and then we got Age of Calamity, and then Tears of the Kingdom, and then last year in 2025 we got Age of Imprisonment, which of course was great. But are we gonna get another Wild era like game? Probably. But honestly, I would really like to go back normally. Like, I definitely like to see a new 3D incarnation of Link. Definitely give us the same green tunic. Now, would I definitely like to have voice acting? I would say yes and no. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought the voice acting in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, throughout the Wild era was great. By the way, hashtag big shout out to Patricia Somerset, who voiced Princess Zelda in Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity, Tears of the Kingdom, and Age of Imprisonment. Which, of course, she does such a phenomenal job as our beloved Hyrule Princess. I think it'd be great, if she came back to play as Zelda in a different game, like as a different incarnation. I think that would be awesome. Now, for starters, I would take any form of a Zelda game. 2D, 3D, you name it. Whichever Nintendo wants to cook. I definitely will take anything. But I'm cool with anything. I'm cool with anything, really, in terms of for the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. But anyway, that is going to be all the time that I have. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those are my predictions for the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. So let me know in the comments, what are your predictions? Maybe like game or merchandise or so forth. Let me know. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, and subscribing. All that good jazz. Share this video with a friend if you also love Zelda. And definitely subscribe. I post Zelda podcast episodes every month, on every third day of the month, like February 3rd, March 3rd, and so forth. So you'll definitely will be expecting more episodes to come. Which, by the way, speaking of next episode, let's talk about it real quick. So, what is the next episode that I'm going to be talking about? So, on March 3rd of 2026, let's meet back here as we are going to be discussing about Okay, let's try it again. So, we're going to be talking about one of the incarnations of Link. Which one specifically? Well, let's meet back here on March 3rd and discuss about the Hero of the Wild from Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity, Tears of the Kingdom, and Age of Imprisonment. We're going to be talking about that incarnation of Link and how this Link stands out in comparison to all the other incarnations. So, let's talk about the hero of the Wild for the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been great. This has been your boy Kokiri, and I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. Take care.